Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm caught up in a little traffic, and I thought that this would be a good time to speak on a very important subject, something that I have the pleasure of having some knowledge on just because I didn't pull out. And so I want to give you real quick, and this won't be the whole thing, but I really want to give you the best advice that I can give you on being a father. All right? And this is going to be a combination of the decisions that I made, the decisions that I failed to make, and what I've learned over the long haul. So the first thing that comes to mind is say yes. Say yes. Even if it shortens your life, say yes to everything that will come your way. In the grand scheme of things, babies are really simple. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but they are really simple. Feed them, change them, go to sleep, put them to sleep. If they're fed and they're changed, they'll go to sleep. All right? You got to learn your child. But you say yes to it. There were times where I had to wake up at 4 in the morning to work in construction, and my child would say, no, why don't you just wake up at 3? All right? It doesn't matter if you went to sleep at 11. I need you to wake up at 3 because my needs have not been met. I am new to this world. I am confused. I can't do this shit on my own. And so you say yes, and so you get up and you do it. There's another thing. When my child's mom didn't have a job at the time, I don't believe. Either that or she was, maternity leave, whatever it is. I tried to do this 50-50 thing because I had to go to work, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, you watch her during this time, or we'll just take turns. What I should have done was I'll take all the turns until, all right? That sounds very irrational, but as a man, sometimes you have to be irrational. Sometimes you have to take on the bulk of it. And, because this lady was carrying my child, like she could have died, which I'm going to get to next, which, if she says that she spare no expense, okay? I say spare no expense when it comes to a pregnant woman. All right, if you can afford it, because that's me. Like, I was just trying to talk myself out of things that she didn't want. I tried to say, oh no, you wouldn't need it, you'd be fine, whatever. And that particular purchase is a doula. She wanted a doula. I should have gotten her a doula. It was $700 or something like that. I don't really know if I had it like that at the time, but she just wanted me to just put in half, and I wouldn't even do that. So that's really one of the things I regret, because, and here's another tip, pay attention to her feet, pay attention to her nose, make sure that she does not miss those appointments, because my child's mother had preeclampsia. All right, I'm not going to explain to you what that is right now because I hardly know what it is, but it's a danger zone for the mother of your child as well as the child. All right, and my child's mom, she was at stroke level, and because her sister talked her into going to an appointment, because we were quite a distance away from each other at the time, like 50 miles away or so. I wasn't really around and I had to work and stuff like that. But her sister talked her into going to an appointment, and that may have saved her life. And when she got there, they told her, okay, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go to the hospital. And so when she got to the hospital, it was their plan to induce labor at the 34-week mark, where the child's lungs would be fully developed. Coincidentally, the child would have been born on my birthday. My daughter would have been born on my birthday, which is May 5th. But because the issue was so drastic, they had to induce labor that night. So here I am thinking that I had until June, and it's late April, and I'm going to become a father the next day. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. So pay attention to the signs. It's a matter of life and death. My ex-girlfriend, who wasn't pregnant by me, but she had heart failure. And giving birth, this is something totally unrelated, is during a C-section. Turns out she's fine now. She even had a second baby, so this is great. I was very upset to hear that, but glad that she's doing fine. So pay attention to the signs. All right. And everything's uneven. What's expected of you, what you should expect of yourself, probably can't really expect that out of a woman. It's no disrespect. It's just what I learned. So you got to be a warrior. You got to be thinking in terms of expansion. You got to be thinking in terms of growing to meet every need that this child may have. Because if there's one thing I realized looking back, the person that I was not qualified to be that child's father. All right? I'll say it again. The person that I was not qualified to be that child's father at the time of birth. I was too selfish. I had too many vices. All right? Past 3 years, I've been sober. Almost 3 years, I've been sober. Those are the sacrifices that I had to make for the sake of my child. And she won't have any memories of me being drunk or high. I'm going to be sober for the rest of my life. You can count on that. And you got to make these sacrifices. And they're going to be very uncomfortable. You know, when you would rather sleep in, but you got to feed the child, or you got to take her to an appointment or whatever it is, you know, where you feel like you ain't getting the credit you deserve. It's a thankless job, buddy. It's a thankless job. It's even thankless as a father. Trust me. All right, a woman gonna get all the sympathy in the world, and you might not get any. So what? So what? Like, I don't want to be the guy to be like, suck it up, but you're really gonna have to. You gotta be a man. All right? You gotta be a man. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel all the feelings. But through this process, you will grow. And what you will realize is that a lot of things that used to bother you, they don't bother you anymore. Like, I have a newborn child, and I swear to God, it won't be as hard as the last one was. It won't be as hard because I already know what to expect. See, the thing is, people can tell you what to expect and all. Nothing compares to the actual reality of it all. As there is a battle between what you need to do and your selfish behavior. You know? And you know what? I'll call it quits right there. If I can think of something else to add to it, and I'm sure I can. I just don't want to get redundant, but man, what a couple haymakers I done hit y'all with, man. This is straight up reality, bro. And it's really flowing right now, and I'm glad it could, because this is some very vital information. So to summarize, say yes, answer the call, treat every opportunity as an opportunity to grow, man. I would say one more thing is that everything that you do for the sake of yourself is for the sake of your child. So invest in yourself. You gotta fill up your cup. You gotta make those sacrifices. If it means less time partying, less time around friends, less time playing video games, less time watching TV, you do this for the sake of yourself, and it'll have a trickle down effect. You do this for the sake of your child. Another thing, matter of fact, you gotta lead by example. All right, so that's what my child, and I can do a lot better, but my child catches me working out often. Now she wants to work out. Ideally, I want her to catch me reading more, but I can correct that because I love to read anyway, and I got some shit to catch up on. Lead by example. The way you respect people, the way you treat people. Don't be sloppy. Be put together. Put your best foot forward. And, don't tolerate mediocrity. And your child is a sponge. They'll pick up on more than you'll ever know. All right? It's the best thing in the world. You got to be serious, man. The world is full of cowards. Cowardice men. Can't even live up to their obligations, but they lay down to make the child. Now your child is at the mercy of God knows who. Pathetic. I'm tired of these cowards. But that won't be you. You do your best. All right. Peace.